Okay, everyone, so guess what? I have an unbelievable guest coming on the show today. His name is Chris Wondolowski, and he just set the record this past weekend for the San Jose Earthquakes for the most goals ever scored in MLS history. He needed 2 to break the record, but instead he scored 4 because he's a beast. And he's going to be on the phone with me once I call him. Also, I thought I'd wear my San Jose Earthquakes jacket because, first of all, it's dope. Total bomber jacket. Let's go. Totally my style. All right, hold on. Let's call him right now. Hold on. Nothing like getting the big timers on the subscriber hotline, by the way.
Hello?
Hi, is this Chris Wondolowski?
Hey, what's up, Jimmy? How you doing?
Hey, what's up, dude? How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good. So first and foremost, thank you for your time. I know that you have to be super busy given the fact that you just set the MLS scoring record. Is it pretty insane for you right now?
A little bit, yeah. It's still the thing that takes us most time is still daddy duty, so that's the hardest part.
Right.
No, it's going good.
Okay, that's great. So you've been sitting on this record for some time, or looking to break the record for probably a year? How long has it been since the conversation really got going?
Especially since October when it won away. It's the middle of October was one away, and been there since.
Okay, and so then what did it feel like then to not only break the record but to score 4 goals in a game? I was there, by the way. It was incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty surreal right now. I mean, it's still sinking in. Didn't expect to score 4 goals. That was the first time I've done that in my career. I think probably since under 8 did that. So that was a pretty cool experience. Pretty cool to do it in front of yourself and a few of the other Earthquake Hall of Fame and alumni, and it was a pretty special day.
Yeah. So how did it feel to look at your wife and your kids? Because I don't know if we always bring the personal element into the conversation about what it takes and the sacrifice that goes into playing for a long time and all that. What did it mean to the people closest to you?
Oh, I think it means the world to them. It means the world to me. It was amazing to be able to celebrate it with them. My eldest daughter now is starting to understand the game, just understand what Daddy does. He's not just leaving, or leaves for a weekend or something. And it's pretty cool to see that and her ask questions about the game and to be able to see her run on the field. It's awesome. Because
How old is she now?
5.
She's 5, so she's almost there where she can understand that her daddy's a big timer.
She still thinks she's better than me.
Well, of course. That's what daughters do. I've got 2 of my own, so I know exactly what you're going through. Yeah. Oh, man, what a record. And I think it speaks to just your consistency and your longevity, obviously good health, but also always being sharp every time you step on the field. How have you dealt with, on a personal level, the ups and downs of your career and then being able to attain this milestone?
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. I've been very fortunate to, where I was able to start with Houston. Wasn't getting much time, but be able to learn from some of those guys, Craig Weibel, Brian Mullen, Brian Ching, Dwayne De Rosario, Brad Davis. These guys taught me how to be professional both on and off the field and what it takes to grind and and also win. And I loved every minute when I was there. And then finally got my chance when I was back in San Jose. And even now, coming off the bench, but just the locker room that we have now and with Matias Almeida, love just the passion and the joy he brings to the game. And it's fun. It's a fun job to have. And I really do think of it as a game at times, and very fortunate to do it. And that's why I love it. I love being able to just go out there and play.
What I think is cool is that some of the, let's say, recognition that you're getting, especially from your peers, has been probably overwhelming. Now, I dropped a note as well to say congrats and that, you're a real testament to perseverance, that you're a personification of that and just hard work and dedication and having a goal and trying to see it out. And I think if anybody wants a role model in their life, I think Chris Wondolowski is on the top of the list. And how does it, because usually you don't get that type of recognition, I guess, unless you die, right? People are like, oh, he was such a great guy, He did all these things, but you actually get to taste it while you're still alive and breaking records. What does it mean to get kind of that recognition from your peers?
To be honest, that's what makes it the best, to be honest, and it still gives me goosebumps is being able to, see some of the messages and, even just the guys in the locker room, just how happy they were for me. That that really means a lot. And it's an amazing thing, and it's fun to be a part of. But to see some of these messages that the guys have sent, and guys that I didn't think knew my name or know my name, it's crazy that they now are sending me a message, and it's pretty cool.
No, it is super cool, man, and I'm excited for you. Now, a couple stats to throw your way so that everybody knows. I just saw these today, and these are ridiculous. All but 4 of your goals were scored for San Jose, which is the most by any player with a single club in MLS history. What does San Jose, the club, mean to you?
Oh, it means the world to me. I love this club. I was a fan. Still am just a fanboy. I remember going to Spartan Stadium and seeing Troy Dyack rip off his shirt, or Landon Dawson score, and it was these times seeing Richard Mulrooney, and watching the comeback against LA Galaxy on TV, and it's pretty cool to see, to be a part of that and be able to play for the hometown club, and also have friends and family in the crowd, and get to hang out with them. It's pretty special. Yeah,
you grew up in the area. Tell us a little bit about your origination story, because people are pretty familiar with mine, and this is my audience. They're pretty. I've got them brainwashed into all the things that I had to do to climb the ladder. But I wasn't. I didn't get a scholarship. I walked on in college. I didn't get drafted in MLS. I had to fight my way through, and kept continuing to fight and showed some perseverance to get to the top, just like yourself. Tell us a little bit about your story so that everybody has a better idea of where you came from.
Yeah, absolutely. Grew up in Danville, about 45 minutes from San Jose, and went to Chico State, Division II school. Had no offers, or even walked on my first year at Chico State, and I was the only kind of school that was recruiting me for soccer. I was able to run track, but I hated track. It was
wait! Before you go further, what event were you doing in track?
I was doing the mile. Mile was my main, but
all right.
1600 and 800 were my
what
two
a beast.
events, and they're grueling, and I felt like soccer punishment was like a normal track practice. So it was I need a ball to run after, but
yeah.
I was drafted in the 4th round of supplemental round, and which was also after a super draft. So I think I was like number 89 taken overall, and was invited into camp with the Earthquakes, and very lucky. That was the year they expanded the roster from 24 to 28.
Okay.
And without that year, I probably am not making the 24, because I was probably the last 4 guy, one of the last 4 guys on the roster for a couple years, and moved down to Houston. And luckily there was a reserve league, and kind of was able to show what I could do in games. But like I mentioned earlier, it was a great learning experience, and something that I loved. I got to learn how to win there. Those guys knew what it took, and it was not only just on game days. It was practices. It was what they were doing on and off the field, and that was pretty cool. In 2009, I was traded back to San Jose, and kind of got some spot starts there. And then 2010, we had 3 forwards go down in an Open Cup game, and got a start and scored in 4 straight, and the rest
is history, as they say.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. So here's another stat for you. You're the only player to score 10-plus goals in 9 consecutive seasons. No other player in MLS history has done that for more than 5 straight. You've done it in 9 straight. For all the kids that are listening, or for anybody that doesn't know your story and wants to know more, what are the things that you would tell kids to kind of realize their dreams?
Yeah, one thing that I always mention is that there's many paths to your goal. Some people love taking the fast track, taking the highway straight there, and have that opportunity. Some have to take the scenic route, take Highway 1, a little view along the coast, a roundabout way, but there's always going to be obstacles that come in there, and I think that sometimes when you get knocked down, that makes you stronger, makes you able to kind of have to look internally into who you are as a person and what you really want. If this is truly a dream that you want and a goal that you want, you might have to dig a little deeper, do a little, learning from it, and try to get better.
Now, what I was going to say to that, and that's great advice, was that I remember when I was captain of the Kansas City Wizards, and I remember the young players on the team being very frustrated that they weren't playing, or that they weren't all-stars right away, or whatever it was. And I said to them, if I gave you everything all at once, and you were an all-star, and you got the big shoe deal, and the big contract, and a national team spot, would it mean anything if I just handed it to you? I mean, isn't there something about earning it that makes a difference, that makes it satisfying in your soul? And I think when I think about my story and when I hear about yours, I think we're very similar in the way that adversity in the past, where we weren't handed everything all at once, made us better and stronger in the future and ultimately led to a good career. Do you feel the same way?
Oh, absolutely. And I think that is great advice and, something that can do. I mean, I think when you achieve it and earn it, in your way and you see how it's done and remember, the hours of work that you put in, it's gratifying in that way. And then I think that also, in retrospect, also makes you want to work for, the next thing, for trying to get up the next rung of the ladder. And I think that it makes you who you are and makes you, I definitely can speak for you. I think that it shows your hard work, your tenacity, and if it was just given, I think that you can get lax at times, and that wouldn't be the player who you are, and wouldn't be how far you would be able to get.
No, I'm glad that I had you come on my show to talk about me. That's the only way I like these interviews to go, Chris. Okay, no, just kidding. So you talk about the ladder and going up the rung. You've now set the record for the most goals ever in MLS history. What other goal do you have left for yourself?
Either way, we'll set up a cup, one way or another. Even like an Open Cup, Sports Shield, MLS Cup, absolutely. I know time's running out, but I really do feel that we have something special brewing in this locker room, and I think that it can happen one way or another, and that's my ultimate goal, is just to be able to lift up a cup and celebrate with these fans who have endured so much, and it would be something special.
Well, Chris, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on setting an amazing record, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thanks, Jamie. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Talk to you soon.
All right, thanks.
Chris Wondolowski, everybody. Please drop him a follow on Twitter @ChrisWondo or on Instagram @ChrisWondo8. The guy is, as you can probably tell in the interview, so humble and so thoughtful about his approach. He lived a few lives, not having everything handed to him all at once, and look what he's achieved. It's incredible. It gives me goosebumps to think about, and it's an honor to have him here on this show. So thank you to Chris Wondolowski. Congratulations to him again, and we definitely have to be watching him. We have a Wondo watch now, because now that he set the record, I'm almost curious to see what does he do next. I mean, it would be normal, I think, to have a bit of a drop-off, but I don't think he's going to allow that to happen. So we'll just have to wait and see.